Hey guys, it is NCS Fan 001 here for another one of those weekly trophy list updates. Today's date is Monday, June 17th, 2024. So this will have covered the week of June the 10th through the 16th of 2024. So this was a reasonably productive week overall, given the fact I didn't really get to stream much because family was here. It was Father's Day, of course, so we were all celebrating. So that was a good time. Had a lot of fun with that. Got to eat some good meals. Got to just walk around some outside. It was super nice, but very, very hot down here this past week. But anyway, this week's update, not a ton of overall trophies, but I am happy with the progress that was made. So Fallout 76, first off, it got the Skyline Valley update, but it actually does not contain any trophies, which was a little surprising, but looking back at it, I mean, it's not as massive of an update as something like Wastelanders, or maybe even The Pit or Atlantic City, but I think it probably had more than Steel Rain did, in all honesty, so I don't really know where the logic is in that. But anyway, it has 11 new story quests, 2 new events, including one of which is a nuke boss, and then a handful of other things in a new area to explore. So, I mean, I'm working through it. The guide that we have is almost done. It'll be done probably once I can finish off writing everything about Skyline Valley. So once that's done, we should hopefully be able to get that guide published, which I am super, super excited for. Took a little bit longer than I expected overall. I mean, we added a lot of stuff into it and all, but I mean, it was fun to write. It was kind of fun to play through the game again. I'm now at well over 500 hours on the game, and yeah, so be looking forward to that hopefully in the next week or two. Otherwise, we have Power Wash Simulator. It has been announced that we're getting another DLC for it. It's like an Alice in Wonderland DLC, but it looks like it hasn't come out yet and no trophies have been released for it yet, so I guess we'll see that when it pops up at some point. Let's see, didn't play The Walking Dead this week. Yep, that's correct, so no Walking Dead this week. Alright, so Fallout 4. I have been working through Nuka World, as we've seen from the last couple of streams, but haven't been able to obtain any of the other trophies yet. Again, I really, really wish we had trophy trackers. It would make some of these a lot easier. So with this one, the 12 quests, I've done probably like 9, because I think I've done 3 for each faction so far, so we're getting pretty close on that. I've found at least one of the 5 Scap magazine issues. I've created at least 5 different flavors of Nuka-Cola, and I've found more plans than that. I just haven't necessarily gotten around to making all of them yet. So then the 8 Raider camps in the Commonwealth, haven't started on this yet because that's like the next quest once I finish exploring all of the different biomes. Then the 40 Nuka World creatures while under the effect of any Nuka Mix flavor. I've got to be like at least halfway done with this because I've been very particular about using the Nuka Cola, N-E-W-K-A Cola. And it's been, I mean, it doesn't last very long, but as far as I can tell, it's been working. And I've just been using spray and pray on a bunch of stuff, so hopefully making progress there, hopefully over halfway done. And other people have told me that it's supposedly not broken on the PS5 version, which is a good thing. The 100,000 tickets at the Nuka-Cade, of course, there's a much easier method to do this now than there was back when I was playing the game on PS4. And then our story-related trophies. So yeah, no trophy progress yet, but I mean, technically some overall game progress. It's possible that we get this game done in like 2 more streams if things go well. I've also found like 29 out of the 35 star cores, so that's good. Then we have the Lone Platinum Trophy earned this week, Star Wars Battlefront Classic Collection. So, finally managed to obtain this Platinum Trophy. It took me about 2 months of playing on and off just because it was very grindy and not quite as fun as it was on the PS5 version when I was streaming all of it. But hey, I mean, I got the Platinum Trophy. It wasn't particularly hard. It's not hard at all, really. It's just kind of time-consuming and kind of grindy. And even then, it's not... If you farm it properly, it only takes like 10 to 15 hours to get the Platinum, so it's really not all that bad. It's just a little bit boring doing all the grinding. So, reach General rank requires you to get 300 total medals. You're going to get well beyond that getting all the other trophies. And then the majority of the trophies in the game come down to obtaining the legendary status for every metal type. There are 9 different types of metals, and you have to obtain 64 of each type of metal in order to get these silver trophies through here. And all the other bronze trophies related to metal statuses will come naturally just by, well, going for the 64 total. So with Frenzy, this requires you to get 12 kills with the assault rifle, and once you reach, I think it's 32 medals, so you reach the halfway point, it goes down to only 9, I believe it is. Yeah, I think it goes down to 9 at that point. It's either, yeah, it's 9. It's definitely 9. Regulator is for the shotgun. It's initially 8 kills with a shotgun in a single life, but it goes down to 6 once you reach that halfway point. Demolition, it requires you to get 4 critical hits on vehicles in a single life using the rocket launcher, which is by far the hardest one to do naturally. And it goes down to 3 once you get to the halfway point. However, I was able to farm this quite easily by playing on Hoth. You play as the Rebels, you set it to have no AI, and you basically just fly out in a snowspeeder out to the AT-ATs, shoot them in the neck 4 times or 3 times later on, and then just wait 30 seconds and then kill yourself and repeat. It's boring, but it's much more efficient, and I was definitely worried about this when I first started up the game on PS5 because I didn't know the best way to do this one. Marksman is 6 headshots with a sniper rifle in a single life, goes down to 4 when you get to that halfway point. Gunslinger is 6 kills with a pistol in a single life, but it goes down to 4 once you get halfway. Technician is the only one that never changes. This one is unlocked no matter what by hacking into a single vehicle, and you can only do it once per life. So this is probably the second worst one to farm just because it's a little bit harder to do naturally, just like the rocket launcher one. All the other ones are fairly easy to get naturally, but they're much easier to do if you just boost. So I just went to the Megiddo map, and I would just always be the CIS, and we would set it to have 0 AI, and then my second controller would play as the Republic, and I would get all of my medals in a life, and then just wait 30 seconds, kill myself, and then just rinse and repeat. Guardian, War Hero, and Endurance are medals that you get for earning a certain amount of points in a single life, but if you're boosting everything the way I just suggested, you're going to get all these trophies along the way anyway. Now we get to a couple of miscellaneous trophies, so these are both from Star Wars Battlefront 1. You have to defeat a hero by knocking them off the map in Battlefront. It actually doesn't have to be a Jedi, it can also be someone like Count Dooku. So you're going to want to do this on the map that, I want to say it's like Bespin landing pads or something, or Cloud City landing pads. That's definitely the best place to do it. It's very finicky, though, because it's kind of tough to actually kill the heroes doing that method. You basically just shoot them with a rocket launcher and hope their body flies off the side, and some people have earned it without even, like, doing anything, because I guess maybe the hero or villain falls off the side or something. This one is pretty easy, and you have a very good chance of earning it naturally during the story for Battlefront 1, because there's a point, one of the Rebel missions is on Hoth, and you are supposed to take out the AT-ATs. It makes it a lot easier. And by the way, all trophies in both games can be earned on their easiest difficulties, which definitely makes it a much more simple platinum trophy. There are also cheat codes that are allowed with both versions of the game, but I never actually used those on either version, didn't see a point of it. So then we of course have our campaign trophies. So the Clone Wars campaign in Battlefront's pretty short, it's only about 7 missions. The only one that's kind of annoying is the one when you're on Geonosis and you have to take out those like escape ships or whatever, and there's 3 of them and they just take absolutely forever to kill. So that one was a little bit annoying, especially on the PS5 version, but it's not too bad. The Galactic Civil War campaign is quite a bit longer. It's like over 10 missions long. But, I mean, once again, it's nothing too terribly difficult once you sort of get the hang of the game. And if you're playing on easy, you shouldn't have too many problems. The Battlefront 2 campaign is the one that I am much more familiar with, having played through it a couple of times when I was younger on the PS2 version, only beating it like one time ever. And, well, maybe I did beat it twice. I don't know. I might have only beaten it once. I don't know. Maybe I did only play through the whole thing once. That might actually be what happened. But it's not too bad because as long as you sort of know what you're doing and you play on the easier difficulty, you shouldn't have too many issues. Now, you may have to replay a couple of missions here and there just because your AI decides to be really stupid or you get some bad luck with certain objectives, but for the most part, you shouldn't have to worry too much about it. And then, of course, your veteran status for your medals. I think that was the 8-point status or something like that, and elite was the 32 medal status, and then these ones up top are just for your first one. So, yeah, it was a quick, easy, and overall enjoyable platinum, but the PS5 version was more fun because I was playing it on stream, playing it normally, getting most of the medals naturally. I mean, I still had to grind for the rocket launcher medals just because that one's so annoying to do normally, but otherwise it wasn't anything too bad. And finally, I obtained a few new trophies in Minecraft PlayStation 4 Edition list number 2 because, as expected, it is now June, it is now middle of June, and we got our latest DLC because we always get one around this time of year, every year now for like 3 or 4 years straight. So with these trophies, I mean, Minecraft has changed so much, I still have no idea sort of what's going on with the main game anymore. But the good thing is that there are trophy and achievement worlds out there, which will allow you to unlock these trophies in a matter of minutes, or in my case, about 1 or 2 minutes. And it was the same thing with these other expansions, but with expansion pack 18, so this one you would have to find a vault, and you would have to find a key, and then you would have to use the key to open the vault out in the main world. This one I don't think is terribly difficult. I think you just have to place a crafter and then place another crafter inside of it or something. I mean, I was just in a trophy world for it, so it wasn't, I mean, it was all really easy. Then the wind charge, this one's actually really easy if you can get a wind charge in the main game. I don't know how difficult it is to get one, but it's actually really easy. Just look down at the ground, throw one down below you, and you'll get propelled up the 8 blocks easily. And then you have to deal 50 hearts of damage in a single hit using the mace, which is pretty extensive. I guess you have to really have a lot of modifications on it to make it work. So yeah, just that one's a little bit more, that one would probably be pretty intensive to try to do normally, but once again, trophy worlds exist out there, like Cookiest Monster has one, and then there's an Ultimate Achievement Realm, I think is what it's called. That's the one I did for these trophies, and I knocked them all out very quickly, so I was actually very lucky to get in so quickly, because usually it takes a couple weeks for the hype of the new update to die down and to be able to get into the lobbies more easily, because the realms can only have a certain amount of people in them. But then looking back at the rest of this whole, set of DLCs, you had 2 fairly straightforward trophies up top, and then this brutal gold trophy that we were having problems with back when the DLC first released, and it seemed like we were all doing it right, but it wasn't unlocking immediately, so it took a lot more effort. Then pack 16, this one is not overly difficult, I don't believe. Like, the mob next to a catalyst is easy, the sculk sensor's fairly easy. This one took quite a while. From what I remember, it was either not, I don't know if it was buggy, I think it just took a while because it was very random. And then this one, I don't know how hard those frog lights are to obtain. Then expansion 15, so this first one shouldn't be too terribly hard. I think you just had to build either like a slime block or something at the bottom or water. And then this one, you would just have to get the villager up to there. This one shouldn't be too difficult because it's just a jukebox in a certain area and then play a music disc. And then this one would have been awful because you'd have to get a strider out of the nether and have them ride on a lava lake for at least 50 blocks, which is quite extensive to get through. And then expansion 14, so you had, I don't remember any of these, I don't feel like any of these trophies are like overwhelmingly hard compared to some of the other DLCs, but once again, trophy worlds make everything so much easier. So, that is actually it for trophy progress, so we can go ahead and sync up. So, with that, level 864, 97%, 28,193 total trophies, 804 platinums, 5,323 golds, 7,557 silvers, 14,509 bronzes. So, plans for the upcoming week. Well, obviously, we're going to continue working on Fallout 4, and hopefully on The Walking Dead. Hopefully streaming should be pretty normal again this week, because I don't have any other plans or anything coming up for this week. So hopefully get at least a couple of Fallout streams and 1 or 2 Walking Dead streams in. Hopefully at least get through the 3rd season of Walking Dead would actually be pretty good progress, because then we only have 1 season left. Fallout 4, we're getting pretty close to the 100%, but it's still going to be at least another couple of streams, maybe 3 more, we'll have to see. Otherwise, I'm continuing to play a little bit of Fallout 76 as we finish off our guide for that game, but it's pretty close to being done, so hopefully once again in the next week or 2 it'll be ready. And then along with that, I was able to get the Fallout Ohio video out finally, so I'm very glad I was able to get that out. It didn't pull in a lot of views immediately, but it started to take off on Sunday night for whatever reason, so I'm definitely happy about that. I've been working on the research for the next lore video, and it's going to be, like I said before, it's a state that is very small, not very populated, and has never even been mentioned in the series. That's going to be fun. And I think after that one, as long as I want to continue doing these, I would probably do Minnesota next, because that's where my friend Ghost lives. So yeah, that would be a fun one to do, because it doesn't have a whole lot of mentions either, so it would be good for this whole series. And then along with that, the Bugsnax trophy video is coming along. I made a fair bit of progress on it the last week, so I'm editing it down. It's actually probably going to be a fairly long trophy video, which is surprising given that it's a shorter platinum. But I've made some progress on it, so hopefully have that out in the next week or two. Should be done. And otherwise, I think that's about it. But for games that I want to do now that Battlefront is done with Fallout 4 and Walking Dead, I haven't really decided yet exactly what I want to do next, but it's most likely going to be Modern Warfare 3, at least the PS5 version. I don't know yet if I'm going to do the PS4 version. We'll have to see how bad the PS5 version is. But, I mean, I have to do the PS5 version because it's attached to the launcher now, and apparently every Call of Duty in the future now is going to be tied onto that same list. Hardy, hardy, har. That's so funny. Great design choice there, Activision. But yeah, that's the plan for the next thing I want to work on. I won't be streaming the entire Platinum. I would only be streaming the campaign stuff because I really don't want to have to stream all the multiplayer zombies crap. I mean, not really multiplayer, but just zombies crap with that game. So yeah, that's probably going to be the next short series that I do after that, and then I don't know what'll be next. So, thank you guys for watching. If you enjoyed, consider leaving a like and subscribing if you haven't done so already. Let me know down in the comments what you guys have been working on this past week, and I will see y'all later this week for, hopefully, a normal streaming schedule again.